Hello, What She Said crew. Welcome to our next live series titled That Time of the Month. Bryn is waving. Have you joined us? I think she's coming on. Perfect. View request. Perfect. Accept. I think we did it right. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, here we go.
Isn't it such an adventure?
You're great for it, always.
Okay. This is a way.
Wait.
Getting it done seamlessly is the
Yes.
way. But I was telling everybody it's titled That Time of the Month. We all have them. Sometimes in that time of the month, you are in your luteal phase and you really need to be vocal. And whether you need to like vent about something, work through something with a friend, or just get really excited and want to gab and talk, it's that time of the month.
It is, quite honestly.
like clockwork. And so what we're going to do here is share, and it's going to be different each time, but each month we'll bring to you either, you know, what's pissing us off in the world today, or what we're really excited about, or updates that we might have at What She Said, which, you know, we've got a lot going on over here behind the scenes. Do we
It's
not?
true. Just a little bit. A little bit, a lot. Yeah.
And for those that are new, I'm Emily. This is Bryn. I feel like I'm on Brady Bunch.
Hello.
We are the co-founders of What She Said. Basically came up with the idea and we're trying to bring it to you. We're concepting on social media still, proving that this is wanted and desired while we build an actual platform for you to use behind the scenes, which is so exciting. And Bryn's going to kick us off on what's on her mind this time of the month.
Yeah, well, first off, hi everyone. So good to see everyone. Yeah, you know, like I think the biggest thing right now is that we just started a new year, 2023. New year, new you, whatever you want to feel towards that. I know the past few years, especially with the pandemic and everything, kind of like new year, you're just like, okay, going into a new year, how it's going to be. And I felt this year when we got into 2023, just kind of like a little bit easier. It felt just a little bit better. It felt just a little bit like, okay, like let's move into this year. But something I've really been working on is not making giant resolutions for the whole year. I found that that always seems to end in a lot of disappointment when I get to the end of that year. Of like, okay, I made all these things at the beginning of the year, and if I didn't do all of them by the end of the year, I was kind of beating myself up. And I was like, that's not what resolutions are about. You know, resolutions are about, hey, like there's a lot of good things I want to get done this year. Like, let's do them, but let's do them in a way that works for you. So what I've really been working on is like taking every day as it comes, one day at a time. So it's one of those waking up in the morning, it's like, okay, what can I do for myself today? What can I do for others today? How can I make the world just a little better today? And some days I'm really good about it. And some days I'm not so good. But on the days I'm not good, I show myself grace and be like, you know what? You got tomorrow. You're fine. Don't worry about it. So I just think as especially, you know, women, we're so hard on ourselves about so many things. This is something you don't need to be hard about yourself on. You can understand like, hey, every day is going to come as it's going to come, and I'm going to take it as I'm going to take it. And some days are good and some days are not. And that's okay. So as you go into 2023, just, you know, I want to say, show yourself grace, push yourself where you can, but really show yourself grace where you need to.
Love it. Absolutely. And we felt that energy from a lot of friends in our life, but people in the community. And we had recently been seeing where people requested on the Monday Mentions if they can shout themselves out, right? We are so here for that type of energy. Yeah, you first and foremost need to be your own best cheerleader, your own hype human. And we're all about that. And so encapsulating that energy of shouting out yourself, what you're good at, what your business is, what you're representing, whatever it may be. Also shouting out those wins, because as Bryn mentioned a second ago, like you're not always feeling the vibe. You're not always absolutely positively sure if you're on the right path or if you're making the right move. So when you do have a moment that shines light on what you're doing and gives you like a hell yes, we think that's important to celebrate. And yes, we wanted to do that this week for you all with just a shout out any wins you had. And what was interesting was we got a lot more messages from our story post and from when we shared on that new thing that you can put on your messages when you want to write something and people can respond on Instagram, than people actually publicly commenting on the post. And some people could have not seen it. It could have been a number of things, but that was just interesting to see, because we wondered if as women it was a lot harder to shout it out there to strangers and people you might not know versus just to share in an intimate one-on-one setting.
Yeah, for sure. I think, Emily and I talked about also, as women, we are taught from such a young age to always kind of praise everyone else around us first before ourselves, to kind of, put everyone else around us first, to always make sure everyone else is okay. And so something like being like, hey, like I'm actually really good. I'm actually like amazing at this. I'm actually opening my own business. I'm actually, and so we want to say, like, you do not need to dampen that voice inside to let people know. It's like, especially if you're, you work for yourself. We all do in some way, shape, or form. So it's like, you're really good at what you do. You know that people work with you because you are good at what you do. You make people feel a certain way. All these things. And you shouldn't feel shame around saying that out loud, saying, hey, like, I'm really freaking good at this. Or like, hey, like, I had this really amazing thing happen to me today. Like, we want to hear all that. We want to know. We want to feel that energy. This is how you do business. This is how you do relationships. This is how you do all this stuff. But never, make that voice small. Like, you should always be out there being like, I get to celebrate myself too. That's so important.
Yes. And putting our money where our mouth is, then we wanted to share some of our wins with y'all, because you're on the ride with us now. Like, you're part of the family.
Welcome to the dysfunctional family. That is us.
We are plugged into your journey, and hopefully you're plugged into ours until we get to that point where we can actually launch something for you to, tangibly use. So sharing the wins along the way as we build. And one cool thing that happened last week, I went to my chiropractor appointment. Dr. Jess, Journey Chiropractic, shout out. And she had been checking in, asking where we were at with the app and how we're doing. And I had shared some big moves that we're making. And like always, she's just so good about asking about her patients and all of that good stuff. And she had shared with me that she had her first new patient that came from what she said. It's working, which is so cool, because her referral on the platform wasn't even through me. It was someone else entirely. We had highlighted her, so organically it had worked without either one of myself intervening, having known that she was a badass chiropractor. So that felt like such a win moment. I made her take a selfie with me. I was super stoked, and that's some goodness that I wanted to share.
It's so good.
I know.
It's so good.
It is. It's working.
Yes, it's working. You guys are proof that this works. I guess the win for me, which is actually kind of a win for us, we actually secured our first accredited investor. We got some money, people. It's just a freaking deal. It's really exciting. We've been working our butts off to get some money behind us, to really to build the things that we need to build, to really take what she said to the next level. And especially with everything going on right now, it's a tough time to raise money. So we are so thankful that we have an investor who believes in what we're doing. And this is great to be able to share with our other potential investors. It gets people really excited. And we have some, big things coming past this, but we just, we did it, and we're still out here, still raising to finish our round. But, we got that first one coming, and we're just like, okay, like, big sigh of release, but also like, oh man, we can do this. This is a new route for us. We've not done investment before. We self-funded before all of our projects. So, this is a whole new realm for us. We've been learning, it's like learning a new language. It's like learning a new math in class, in school. It's just completely new for us.
And sometimes it sucks.
And sometimes it really sucks, and it does. And we're very open about that. But, we found someone, and we're really excited to work with them, and we're really excited for what's next with this money. And yeah, big W for us, guys.
Big thing.
Yeah.
Woo! One step closer, in this process to getting something really built for you all, which we're super stoked on. We have more awesome things to share. We can't wait to share next month. We'll have more exciting things. But if anything, this time of month, we want you to really pause and take the time to recognize what is my goal, what are my wins, even if they're just small milestones along the way, day by day. Stop, whether it's a full champagne toast that you do with your crew or by yourself to celebrate that win, or even just like taking a breath and telling yourself that you're proud. It's important. Otherwise, you're never going to know when you've reached it if you're not celebrating it along the way.
10,000%. And we're just so thankful for each and every one of you for getting on here. You know, we heard people, this is why we're building this. We heard the women and non-binary say like, hey, like, we need better. This system isn't working. So we decide like, all right, we'll dismantle and try to build something different that works for everyone. And what we're finding is like it's working before there's even an app, and that's huge for us. So we cannot thank you all enough for being here with us. And we're, like I said, next month you're going to see some very different things from us. So we're really excited for what's coming. But yeah, y'all rock. So.
We're so grateful.
We are.
Thank you for joining. Love you all.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
And every time I'm like, how do we end this?
You get so close, you're like, wait, I'm going to hit that button.